Hi students, myself Deepak Derle from Computer Science Department, KTHM College, Nasik. In today's lecture, we will see chapter as security threats and vulnerabilities. The topic for today's lecture is overview of threat modeling process and strong and weak password. Now, basic of threat and vulnerability. Now basically threats and vulnerabilities so they can effectively manage the impact of data compromise and manage IT risk. Not only should operations expenditures low over time, organizations will build customer confidence and potentially increase the sales. It explains the risk within the context of IT security. So first of all, what do you mean by threat? So a threat is what an organization is defending itself against. Second one is vulnerabilities. These are the gaps or weaknesses that undermine an organization's IT security efforts. We can take an example of firewall, which lets hackers into the network. Now, what do you mean by risk? So risk refers to the calculated assessment of potential threats to an organization's security within its network and information system. Here one example is given for natural threat. You can see this example as a threat is the occurrence of a hurricane depending on the geographic location of the entity. The likelihood of that occurrence could be low, medium or high, and one of the risks associated with the occurrence may be that the power could fail and the information systems could be unavailable. Based on the assessment conducted, the organization should develop a strategy to manage the risk associated with the potential of such a threat. So what is the vulnerability in the above example? So the vulnerability is us means humans, that we are fragile and cannot withstand strong winds, that we are dependent on natural as well as artificial resources to survive. Now group threats into categories. First one is spoofing identity. An example of spoofing identity is illegally accessing and then using another user's authentication information such as username and password. Sometimes we can use our friend's ID and password for some task, and suppose due to our interaction with that profile, with that account, some issue arises, then that are added under spoofing identity. Next is tampering with the data. Data tampering involves the malicious modifications of data. It includes examples such as unauthorized changes made to persistent data such as that held in a database, and the alteration of data as it flows between two computers over an open network such as the internet. Means some unauthorized users can modify your persistent means permanent data, and this falls under this category. Then next one is reputation. Reputation threats are associated with users who deny performing an action without other parties having any way to prove otherwise. For example, a user performs an illegal operation in a system that lacks the ability to trace the prohibited operations. The non-repudiation refers to the ability of a system to counter repudiation threats. Again, example is given. A user who purchases an item might have to sign for the item upon receipt. the vendor can then use the signed receipt as evidence that the user did receive the package, and after this user cannot deny that service. Again, that point is added in the same PPT. After that, we are having the point of information disclosure. Information disclosure thread involve the exposure of information to individuals who are not supposed to have access to it. For example, we are trying to access the data which is confidential, and we don't have any authority to access the data. In those cases, this point can be raised. Next one is denial of service. Denial of service, also known as DOS, attacks deny service to valid users, for example by making a web server temporarily unavailable or unusable. So the unauthorized user do not have get access, but suppose that user is authorized user, then that user will see the message of temporarily unavailable by the server, or there is some server which is under maintenance, and those type of messages can be available on the window. Then elevation of privilege. In this type of thread, an unprivileged user gains privileged access and thereby has sufficient access to compromise or destroy the enterprise system. Means that user can take those permissions and make those updations. Because of that, data loss may occur or some unrecovered changes can be made by the attacker. So this is also dangerous. Now next topic, how to identify threats through the threat modeling. This is one of the modeling part in which there are 6 steps are given. First of all, identify assets, then create an architectural overview, then next one, decompose the application, then next, identify the threats, then step number 5, document the threats, step number 6, rate the threats. Actually, in identifying assets, it is an approach for analyzing security of an application. It is a structured approach that enables us to identify, quantify and address the security risk associated with an application. Means whenever we have to develop an application, we need to think that application by using all these steps. Now we will go one by one. First of all, identify the assets. Here you need to identify the assets in your data. Means which information you need to protect from unauthorized person, unauthorized users. In short, the whatever confidential data available in the databases like username, then passwords, okay, then some messages which are again confidential. We can take a military application in that category also. So first of all, you must need to identify the assets which are essential for protecting your data. Then second one is nothing but create an architectural overview. For this step, here we need to generate the simple diagrams, tables. We need to do documentation of an application. We have to identify the boundaries, means limitation of your system. Then we can divide our complex data into small subsystems, again depending on the requirement of your topic. Again, we need to think about data flows in between applications, from which side you have to accept the data, and that accepted data, how it processed, then how it travels to the next step, that we need to think in second step. So for that purpose, you must need to do documentation, and entire information is added in the documentation part. Now step number 3, decompose the application. Okay, suppose you are developing some web application, you are developing some application which is important for security, then it can be added under this third part. Here again, design, implementation or deployment configuration of an application can be tested. Then next step is identify the threats. Here you need to think from the approach of attacker. Suppose you are an attacker, then how you think regarding that application, and depending on that you have to make some vulnerabilities and you need to secure your application in that approach. Then next step is nothing but document the threats. Here suppose some threats are available and you know about it, so you need to document it, you have to enlist it into that template so that other user can have or can get idea about those threads. Then rate the threads. Again here you have to prioritize the thread whatever available in that application. So rate the threads to prioritize and address the most significant thread first. These threads present the biggest risk. The rating process weighs the probability of the thread against damage that could result should an attack occur. It might turn out that certain threads do not warranty and any action when you compare the risk posed by the thread with the resulting migration cost. Now next topic about weak and strong password and the mechanism of password cracking. Now in today's life we have to use password for each and every application. We are using our Gmail, we are using our social networking sites like Facebook, WhatsApp, or number of application, as well as we can use some online transaction apps like Google Pay, Phone Pay, etc. But in each case we must want password. The password must be like that it will not hacked by the attacker or not hacked by the hacker. So how can we protect our data, how can we protect our account, our profile from those attackers? For that purpose we have to follow some steps, we have to follow some rules, and those rules are, if we follow those rules, then in some context we are in secure stage, means there the chances of loss of data are somewhat reduced in those cases. Now it happen that sometimes we just give password for our password as our family member names, our own name, then our mobile number, our vehicle number, means, or our popular recipe, or means short we are just using those password. But actually whenever we have to make a strong password, so that password must have some attributes. So here all that attributes are listed. See, first one contains both upper and lowercase characters, means in your password uppercase and lowercase characters both must be present. Okay, you can take either one or two uppercase or lowercase characters, but it must be available in your password. Then second, it includes digits as well as punctuation characters and letters. You can see those letters are added in parentheses here. Then next point, has at least 8 characters. Yes, this is most important thing. Your password must contain at least 8 characters. Okay, it may exceed limit of 8, but it must contain at least 8 characters. That character, okay, here characters means it can be alphabets, it can be digits, it can be special symbols, it can be some characters also, but it must have at least 8 characters. Then it does not contain a word in any language. Again languages are given, is not based on personal information, names of family, etc. I already explained that point here. So these things you need to conserve whenever you have to set password for any application, and after that you may be secure in future, means that assurity is somewhat high as compared to other things. And what about weak password? So the weak password are the password which contains less than 8 characters, then it is a word found in a dictionary, then it is a common usage word such as names of family, then pet name, then friend name, then co-worker name, then fantasy characters, etc. Then computer terms and names, command sites, companies, hardware, software, sport team. So likewise, suppose you are setting the password, then the chances of loss of data are high. Then it should not be birthdays and other personal information such as addresses, phone number, or license plates. Then it should not be word or number patterns like triple A, triple B, then some digits, some alphabets, etc. Then it should not be any of the above spelled backwards. then any of the above preceded or followed by a digit. Example is given in bracket as battleship 52. Okay, so this is all about your chapter number 3. Here we have enlisted some points like vulnerabilities, then flaws, means the reasons due to which the data loss occurs, and after that we learn second topic, and that is nothing but strong and weak password. So just remember this mechanism for your whole life, means whenever you have to set the password, that password must contain at least 8 characters. Then how to make combination of those characters, again I already explained in previous PPTs. So thank you all.